Honest J. Nowak. Coming at you live. Alright. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to some more HJN Season 2. And more importantly, welcome back to today's marathoning session that I have, in which I'm going to be talking about 10 different subjects all in one day. So of course, this is very much going to help make up for a lot of lost time that I've made, especially within the last couple of weeks this past November. But now, let's get on to another well-known subject that I've really wanted to talk about for a while, thinking putty. Crazy Aaron's thinking putty is probably a world class when it comes to modern day toys and recreational artifacts that you can get in anywhere in the marketplace. From local to online, thinking putty is basically this generation's silly putty. If you remember that from the 90s and 2000s, silly putty was a pretty big thing when it comes to toys and other stuff for kids. But thinking putty nowadays is so popular that even adults like myself, I legit have a couple tins of my own, but too bad they're not actually with me at the moment, considering a lot of different things in life. But I will say for sure that because I've had a lot of experience with thinking putty, I've seen thinking putty over the past 10 years, I've gotten to know about it, and eventually I got to pick up some tins of my own thinking putty itself, in a few different variations, including the liquid glass and the original thinking putty, which of course has its own sort of composition, which includes stuff like silicone and other stuff that makes it very stretchy. The thing is though, that thinking putty does come in all sorts of variations. Aside from the ones I mentioned, like the liquid glass, the original thinking putty, which is like the silicone based, you also got yourself a lot of other things out there. There's the magnetic thinking putty, which is actually infused with different metallic particles that actually allow magnetic properties to take place. And therefore, it could actually spring to life when a magnet is placed near it. And then of course there's also the super illusions putty, which has itself a marble-like appearance that does behave in various different ways whenever you interact with it. And then we also cannot forget the all-time best, known as glow-in-the-dark hens. Man, is it just unbelievable how far things have come around with this exact toy. The fact that it's gone through so many different variations, it's almost like the sort of epidemic that had happened in the 70s with the Pong consoles, then followed along by various other things that spread around like extreme wildfires throughout the country and throughout the world. Lots of different toys have pretty much come. Some have actually gone. Pretty much made it out like a bunch of fads. But thinking putty is something that's going to be around probably for a long time. In the same way that we're always going to have some big business tech related innovations, including the smartphone and the tablet. We're probably going to have thinking putty around for generations, or even millennia. But if it ever does come around to that, I would certainly want to see what thinking putty pretty much is. It probably could actually be a real live creature of its own type that kids can play with. If it ever does come around to that, I don't really know. Thinking putty might actually not want to endorse the product any longer. Crazy Aaron probably won't have too much to do with it, but I guess we'll see what happens soon enough. The future is only limited to possibilities relating to imagination. So, whether you agree with me or not on this, I could sure tell that thinking putty is going to get way bigger as time goes on. But anyways, here we are, yet again. We got 7 more episodes though to go, and I'm probably already going to run out of breath. So, do stick around pretty soon. I will have the rest up on YouTube as soon as I can, but if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.